So now let's see, I've hooked up the new pressure regulator slash filter. The larger input line is here, the 3/8, so that's the inlet line. Then it should come, fuel should come straight through here, and the pressure gauge should indicate the fuel pressure. And it should be 58 pounds if the regulator is working correctly. I'm only going to briefly turn it on because I don't have the return line hooked up right here. So it's going to spark gas just like it did when we tested the fuel pump. I wish, in hindsight, I had checked the previous setup, fuel filter slash pressure regulator, by disconnecting the return line. And what should have happened, turned it on, and there should have been fuel flowing out of the return line. That would let me know if that pressure regulator inside of the fuel filter was working correctly or not. Right now I don't know, and it's not worth the hassle of swapping everything back to check. Okay, so once I do that, then the next thing would be to start it up, because even the old one, it was 58 pounds when it wasn't running and jumped up over 100 when it was running. Again, unfortunate that I didn't check it by disconnecting the return line, because if the return line was plugged up, it would do the same thing. And believe it or not, I don't have a piece of fuel line that I can put to here and run to a separate container to check it while it's running. And the line here is too short to even mess with, plus I hate scratching up the AN fittings there. So anyway, the next step is just that. I'm going to turn it on, see what we got for fuel pressure, and go from there. The step after that is to hook up the return line, start up the car, and see what happens. All right. So let me go turn it on briefly, and it should spark fuel out of the return line. Ready?
Yeah.
Is fuel coming out?
No? I don't see anything.
Huh. Oh. And for some reason, it's not up to the 58. It's only up to 22? Well, that's strange. I don't know why that is. Maybe my new thing is defective. All right, we got fuel in. Let me cycle it again. Maybe it just wasn't enough.
No.
All right, that's cycle 2. Let me see if it's still, yep, still at 22 or whatever. So I'm going to start it up and see what happens. Yell real loud if it starts spraying fuel everywhere.
Do I need to move?
Huh?
Do I need an umbrella, raincoat?
No. All right, so if it's working, fuel's going to come out of this middle line right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the gauge will stay reading whatever, 58 supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Is it spurting?
When you turned it off, it did. Well, when you did whatever. At the very end, it did.
Okay, and now the gauge is at 58, just like it's supposed to be. All right, I'm going to try it again and see if it goes up to above 100 like it did previously.
Yeah, it's starting. Yeah.
All right, and now it's at 58, and it spurted gas just like it should. I have absolutely no clue why it changes when it starts. So let's see again. I'm going to turn it on and see what happens without it running. I smell gas.
Yeah. It's coming out.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's still at 58. So, the next thing is to hook up the return line and see if it stays at 58. And again, I should have done this with the previous filter and return, but I didn't do it. Hindsight's always 20/20 and all that jazz. All right, let me hook it up. We'll see what happens. Oh, you know what? That line is sitting right here. Oh, I've got to swap the plastic piece because the new one didn't come with that. And that takes a bit of a challenge. So I'll be back in a minute.